All right, my camera's crooked, but I'm live. Hopefully I'm not backwards. We're gonna find out all the stuff. All right, welcome to my Brother ScanNCut course launch. I'm excited to share projects that you're going to learn about in my upcoming course called Brother ScanNCut Summer Projects. If you're new to my channel, my name's Kimberly Smith, and I am a professional paper crafter. I'm looking pretty short right now. I'm going to turn my, and I mean, I'm not that tall to begin with, but I'm going to turn this down just a bit. Okay, so I will tell you more about myself in a second when I can fix this. All right, professional paper crafter, Udemy course instructor. That's just one of the many things I do. This is my 19th course on Udemy. So if you want to check out other courses, they're all linked here in the description. And I'm the host of the Hello Crafty Friends podcast, the YouTube channel that you're on right now, Papered Chef. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, top performer. I must say that less than 1% of demonstrators achieve that status. I'm required to say that by Stampin' Up! And I've earned several incentive trips. Less than 1% of demonstrators achieve that. So I appreciate you who've been here on this journey with me on YouTube for many years. All of your questions, comments, and support have led me to go deeper and develop courses. This was particularly challenging for me because of all of the different kinds of projects that we're doing on this in this course. But I'm up for the challenge because I do things based on what people are asking for. And you ask for different things and I'm providing them. So if you attended my Brother ScanNCut retreat yesterday, my first ever Brother ScanNCut retreat, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was so fun to see you guys and to craft with you for over 5 hours straight. I even stayed on for an extra hour to answer questions at the end of that retreat. So if you were there, that's awesome. And I really expected to cover about 8 projects, and I know we didn't cover them all, but that's okay. You are all getting a coupon to the course that I'm about to tell you about. Everybody that attended this ScanNCut virtual retreat. I also want to tell you who else gets free coupons before you all run out and enroll, but feel free to run out and enroll if you want to support this channel. That's awesome. But I want to tell you all the groups of people that get free coupons because I have a lot of support for this channel. And one of those groups that I've had the longest is Patreon. I appreciate you supporting me whether I have monthly coupons or not. I sometimes get people that say, I joined and I didn't get a coupon. Well, I don't have coupons every single month. I don't develop a new course every single month. I'm also doing a lot of workshops and things on my channel. So if you are a member of Patreon, every couple months you're going to get a free coupon for whatever my latest course is. And I give you a whole new set of coupons. So if you join that, there's a link here in YouTube on how to join my Patreon channel. But since Patreon launched, it's a place where you support artists. And we are artists, the creators. When we create cards, paper crafts, showing you how to use your ScanNCut machine, which I'll hold up in a second. And when we do these things, it's an art form. And, you know, one of the things that you can do is support creators by making monthly pledges. And I support other people as well. I don't just ask for support. I support other people as well. I want them to keep creating content that others can enjoy. There are over 1,000 free videos on this channel. So yes, I also do some courses that are way in depth. Some of my courses are over several hours. This one's over a few hours long. You are going to get way more in depth when you take a course than when you watch my channel. But I do freely provide lots of content too. So let me grab this machine. We based the course, this Brother ScanNCut course, on this machine. And I do cover a bit about the CM350 as well. This is called the SDX 125E. If you don't already have this machine, maybe by the end of this video, you're going to want this machine when you can see what it can do. And if you are going to get the machine, one way you can support this channel is by clicking on the links to the machine, because I'm an affiliate with all kinds of places. I mean, who knew Home Depot sold the ScanNCut? So now I'm an affiliate with them too. And Walmart and Amazon and all these things. Anyway, back to getting free coupons because I like to give you free stuff. So one other group is called the YouTube channel membership supporters. So after Patreon launched, and I've had many supporters over the years on Patreon, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you stuck with that even when YouTube launched. Well, they launched different levels of YouTube membership. I have Crafty Friends, Crafty Besties, and Crafty Masterminds. You get different perks at different levels. But the Crafty Friends are going to get, and Masterminds are going to get this coupon right after this. So if you attended the retreat, you're getting a free coupon. Yesterday's retreat, if you're a Patreon member, you're getting a free coupon. If you are a YouTube channel supporter, Crafty Friend, Crafty Mastermind, you're getting a free coupon. Now, if you're also in my group called Grow Your Crafty Business, I have a mastermind group. We meet on Thursday nights. This month's focus was on artificial intelligence and how it can help us with our business. I also plan on doing a course on artificial intelligence. Let me know if that is an interest of yours. And if you don't know what it is, then it should be an interest of yours. It's very intriguing, I think, and I'm fascinated by all the ways it can help us with our business. So artificial intelligence was this month's focus. We've had a month of focus in Grow Your Crafty Business on things like social media and other things. So anyway, everybody in that group is getting a coupon as well. If you're in that group, that's a monthly subscription. All right, so let's get into it. And everybody else, guys, it's $9.99. If you have a problem with that, I don't know. Happy Easter. Have a nice life. All right, because it's practically free, and I should be charging hundreds of dollars. But I want to get this to everybody. I want this course in everyone's hands. So I'd rather not charge as much and let more people take it than make it cost prohibitive. But I know what it's worth. Okay, I really do know what it's worth. Now, you are going to learn how to create different kinds of projects using paper, cardstock, and vinyl. They're inside of Canvas Workspace. There's things that you could cut out right from the machine. Now we can also use what's called a template maker. So I'm going to show you what can be done in a machine and what can be done, with a program in addition to Canvas Workspace. So just kind of picking up some projects and SVGs. So let me just start with the first thing that the ScanNCut can do. The first thing that it can do, right out of the box, is it can cut out shapes and patterns right from the machine itself. So without going anywhere, you can just cut out a bunch of shapes right from your machine without linking up to any software, nothing. That's one of the great things about it. You could just turn it on and just cut out shapes. And this piece of vinyl is right from the machine. So you can turn it on, get a shape right out of the machine. It has this particular model, the STX 125E that I just held up, has over 600 patterns, I believe. And it has this one built in, the sun. You could just cut vinyl and cut cardstock and cut designer series paper straight out of the box. Amazing, okay? Now, but if you use what's called Canvas Workspace software, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. We are going to cover that in depth in this summer projects course. So I start out the course with an instructor introduction. I would have worn my new turtle shirt that my mom just made me for Easter, but I didn't have it at the time when I made the course introduction. So maybe I'll wear this for the conclusion, which I've not filmed yet. You start out with learning about how to install Canvas Workspace software for the PC. It differs from the one that is free. Well, they're both free, but there's a free version that you may be used to using online, the web-based version called Canvas Workspace. Canvas Workspace, .com, I believe. Let's see. Either way, there's a web-based version. You might be used to using that, but I'm going to teach you how to go to support.brother.com and get the Canvas Workspace installed for the PC. In fact, I'll put those links in the description because, I got to remember that. So, okay, Lynn's saying she needs the spring project course. Okay, the spring project course has bunnies and baskets. And of course, you could take the spring course. It's been out for a year or two. So go ahead and take my spring course as well. The link is in the description. All my courses are $9.99, and I'll tell you more about this later. But let me just finish about the introduction. You're going to learn how to install Canvas Workspace software that we will then use for all our major projects. And the next thing we do is we use a built-in project. So you might say, well, what's there to know? I can just click on it. Yeah, I thought so too. When I first started making the built-in projects, I thought, oh, I'll just kind of click on them. And then I was like, where did my design go when I clicked on it? How do I resize it? How do I make layers? How do I turn these into stickers? I had to figure out a lot of things. I'm self-taught with this machine, and I'm saving you so much time by teaching you how to take projects that are built in that you could just go do on your own and customize them. So let's show you a few different versions of this little watermelon box, and we did make this in the retreat, and I was so proud of my participants because I got to put a few of them on camera after they created this yesterday. So this one is a retired color called Watermelon Wonder. And I'm sad that color retired. This one's Poppy Parade. It's a really nice deep red. And this one is Sweet Sorbet, which is these Poppy Parade and Sweet Sorbet are current colors. These are watermelon boxes. And as I'm telling you about it, I'll show you what's inside. I went to the $1.25 tree and I got some watermelon candies. And they look like, let me see if I find the bag. They look like this. Oh, good. Thank you for signing up, and awesome. I hope you got the thing I sent out. Okay, so that's what these are. So you can put those in your boxes. Now, when you first use a project from Canvas Workspace built in, you might say, oh, it's like, here you go. You might see like the shape. This is after I cut it out. And you might go, oh, well, you put it on the mat and it's so big and it's like 12 inches and you're like, well, I don't have 12-inch cardstock, and you just walk away and you give up. No. We don't give up. We don't ever give up when we have trouble with our ScanNCut. We look at that and say, it's 12 inches. Okay, fine. That's the mat. Well, this is a mat for a different one. And by the way, if you want to know the difference between the mats, just why we're here, this is a mat with the diamond in the bottom of it. Is a mat for your SDX 125 or your SDX models. This one is a CM model because the mat does not have a diamond hole in the bottom. It loads from both sides. There's arrows on both sides. Everyone's always asking me about mats, so I did link the mats below. All right. When you first get the machine and you see that there's a giant piece of paper, we don't fret. We select everything and resize it. So I show you how to make sure that we get this design down just enough. See how tight that is? Just enough. There's that little tiny leeway, not much, to get this on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. Why? Because most of us, that's what we have, right? This is my Stampin' Up! Cardstock. Most of us have 8.5 by 11. If you go into a craft store and you buy packages of cardstock or you order it from me or from anybody, you end up with 8.5 by 11. Very rarely, we do sell at Stampin' Up! 12 by 12 cardstock, but very rarely do people just happen to have it on hand, a piece of Sweet Sorbet. So one thing is I teach you how to resize it so that you get it to fit onto the 8.5 by 11. In that lesson, you're going to learn about layering and how to work with the layers, because the white piece is one layer. The garden green, no, I hate garden green. I don't want to say hate's a strong word. I dislike the color garden green. I'm using Granny Apple Green. It's a happy green. We're going to have a layer of green. We're going to have a layer of white. We're going to have a layer of black for the seeds and a layer of the red for whatever color red. I'm going to teach you how to rename those layers, how to make them visible so that you can send one to the machine at a time and cut one color at a time. And then how to turn these little guys here, these little seeds, into stickers. We're going to use adhesive sheets and turn these into stickers. And using the half cut, which is a feature that we use also when we're cutting vinyl. Incidentally, you could use vinyl for the seeds as well, but in this particular lesson we were talking about cardstock. You're going to make the seeds turn into stickers. Okay? Hi, Debbie. I didn't get to see who came earlier, but I am seeing who's coming now. So thank you guys for watching. I see 38 watching. Thank you for the thumbs up as you're watching. So we show in that lesson, A, how to resize a built-in Canvas Workspace project. B, then how to take it and put the 4 colors into different layers. C, how to rename the layers. D, how to export them to your machine one at a time so that you can cut out the red, the green, the the black. Then we go more, there's more to that, to the software. When you're in the software, one other thing you might want to do is, say you just want to cut out like this little piece. It would waste a whole big sheet of white, right? And it would waste it. So I'm teaching you how to duplicate the white so that when you cut it out, you're cutting out more than one. Or duplicate the green piece. Why not mass produce, right? And what I mean by pieces, this whole table it's a craft-a-lanch. It's a craft disaster from yesterday's retreat. I haven't cleaned up. After the retreat, I went inside and took a nap. And then I worked until about 5 in the morning. Then went to church this morning after only sleeping a couple hours in the nap and a couple hours at night. But I'm refreshed now. All right, this piece here is like one of the pieces I teach you how to cut out more than one. Now, one of the things I talk about is score lines, you know, and you're going to be able to work with score lines and make your own score lines, and how Brother ScanNCut makes score lines versus how other programs do it. And then this is what I was talking about with this sticker sheet and making your seeds, your watermelon seeds, turn into stickers. So that lesson is really fun, and it's using a built-in project. And then I'm show you all the final, how to assemble them. Then we get over to the machine. I show you how to retrieve the file. And if all this is like, well, how do you do any of this? You need to take the course. If you don't know how to do everything I'm telling you right now, and I didn't know when I first got the machine either, so you're not expected to know it. But if you do not know these skills of how to use a built-in Canvas Workspace project, how to resize it, how to scale it in different ways, how to work with layers in the Canvas Workspace software, how to send the file to your machine, then how to retrieve it from your machine, whether you send it via internet to the registered machine, from the USB stick, from the cable, you're going to retrieve it from your machine and cut it. If you don't know how to do all those things, then you need to take this course, because there's hundreds of built-in projects. I'm just using the watermelon box because it's summer and this is my example. I always have a sample project that teaches you skills that are applicable to any project that we can find. And speaking of built-in projects, I'll show you my little flowers as well, which are built-in projects. Okay, so and I'm going to just look for them as I'm talking. Or maybe they're still over there in the corner. When you retrieve it, I do show you how to use both the Canvas, or not the Canvas, both the CM350, it's called the ScanNCut 2, the ScanNCut 2 model. I show you how to retrieve the file on that machine and how to retrieve the file on the SDX 125 machine. So I show you how to retrieve it on 2 different models of machine. So that's it for the skills that you're going to learn in the section called Canvas Workspace Built-in Project Triangular Watermelon Box. If you've already made one, that's great, but you'll still learn some new skills in there, possibly about how to modify and customize a project. One thing I love using in there, if you love Easter things, I know it's already, Easter's today, but you could make this little bunny box and stuff. There's so many cute little spring projects and baskets. So, there's still spring. Make some spring projects. And I have a course on how to do that as well. All right, so in the embellishment section, you'll learn how to use some built-in paper flower. We're going to make embellishments from different things: pattern paper, vinyl, built-in designs. So this is something else that you get right from within Canvas Workspace. And sad that this paper retired. It was, I forget, the Flowering Fields or something. But bottom line is, use the same package of paper. I'll try it with some more current papers that you can still get before I post the rest of that. All right, so that is good. And that brings us into another section where in this course, I teach you how to use vinyl. And not just vinyl for sticking. And I'm sorry I don't have my glasses. They're probably around here somewhere. I'm not able to see all your names coming in, but I know you're chatting with each other because I can see the feed like up there. And some of you guys can answer each other's questions, but here it is. Got my glasses on, so I can put them on if I see anything else pop up. Let me give them a good little cleaning. They're very fogged up today. All right, so now I can see if somebody does come up there. All right, so another section of the course is how to work with what's called heat transfer vinyl. You sometimes may have heard people say the word HTV. And when I first heard HTV, I'm like thinking, TV, what are they talking about, right? It means, HTV means heat transfer vinyl. There are several kinds of vinyl. We're going to work with several kinds in this course, and there are many more I'm not even touching in this course. One I'm going to work with is called heat transfer vinyl, because you can use it to put your, this is glitter vinyl. You can put it, you can iron it on and put it on different kinds of fabric. So in this course, let me grab my little mini press. It's so cute. Okay, and I will show you how to use, in other courses I've had, I think it was like, maybe, let's see what it was called. Maybe back in the days of the CM350 when I did those courses, I might have done one called Advanced. And in there we used an actual iron. My mom and I ironed on my sister's name with iron-on vinyl. We had to use her big iron, and people commented about how old this iron was. I'm like, hey, it still works. And she's like duct taping it together. And it's like, I mean, the iron's probably, 60 years old. But anyway, she's 92 this coming week. So this is just like so much better. I can use this out in my she shed, and it's a little mini press, and I can just use it for all my little vinyl projects with fabric. So I didn't show this on both machines. I only showed this on the CM350 because I didn't want to make two of them, but I might go back and make something else. And I'm still adding to this. The course has been approved, meaning you can sign up for it. I had to get the course approved by Udemy, meeting certain requirements such as certain length of time, certain types of videos, introduction sections, but I didn't actually put a second section for the CM model for how to make this heat transfer because I only made one of them. But you can iron on, like this is one of my mom's bags. I could like take and put like a name on the top of a bag. Anywhere there's a solid area and you have some contrast, you could iron on. And I have these little things, these cases. And I'll tell you about this store if you're in the US. Oh, by the way, this one is something you can get at my Amazon store or, other craft stores, not just my Amazon store, but there's a link to that. This is called, my husband found this shop and he's like, oh, you would love this shop. And he said, you got to check it out. And it's called Pop. Let's see. Does it say Pop? It's like Pop Shop or something? And it doesn't. Nope, this doesn't say. It just says these were $5 for two of them. But it doesn't say the name of the shop that I got them at. But I think it's called Pop Shop or something. And I got two of these for $5. These little cases. So I can iron on some more things. But I've only done this one so far. So what's a beach kit? It's like, when you always forget the same things over and over? Even though I try, I put in my things. I'm always needing hair ties. I put a bunch of hair ties in there. I'm always needing lip balm, especially ones with, SPF in them. Lip balm, hair ties, candy, and there were some other things in there. Like in Georgia, we need bug spray. But it's sunglasses. They fell out. My sunglasses, my sunscreen, things like that. So it's a little beach kit. So I'll probably make some more personalized ones. Okay, so the skills that you're going to learn in that section are, this is so cool. You might not be familiar with what's called a glyph. So we talked about how you're going to learn to iron on heat transfer vinyl. But if you just go download a font and put it on your computer, you're most likely going to get the words that are like this, but not like this, with the cute little glyphs. Okay? Thank you, Lim. Okay. Oh, thank you. My mom made my turtle shirt for Easter. And she made a bow, but she made it so it's pinned on and I can remove it. But I actually like that it's pinned on because I want to remove it because when you try to wash bows, they end up getting all frayed and stuff. So I'm going to remove the bow and I'm not wearing it, but she made it for me. Anywho, you're going to learn how to download a font. I show you how to go out and get a font, download the font, install the font onto your computer, open up Canvas Workspace, access the font, and then use what's called character maps. If I've lost you about how to get your own font, this font is not something that comes installed on our computers. It's something we download. It's called Beach. So I can tell you that much. It's called Beach, right? It's like you could go find it and figure out how to install it and all that stuff. But one thing that's tricky about when you do use fonts is that there's something called a glyph, and it's a special character. So this is actually a letter H, but it has a glyph on it at the end. And the letter B has a glyph on it at the beginning of the B. So I teach you how to use a character map to go find those special characters, to go and put them into your design. And not only that, if we don't weld this together, these words, we would end up with a separate letter B, and try to use vinyl when you have a separate B-E-A-C-H plus the K-I-T. Imagine trying to iron on vinyl, and you cut it out from your machine, and imagine it, all the little pieces. And yes, you could line them up with transfer tape, but imagine, well, it actually has built-in transfer tape, but imagine all those little separate pieces if you don't weld the fonts together. So I teach you how to use a process overlap feature, which I go into way more depth in my Canvas Workspace A to Z course on using process overlap. We weld, we divide, we do a lot of different things with shapes and things. But this time we're using font in this course, and we use the weld feature. And when you weld font, it goes from being a text that you can edit and it has letters in it and characters to being a shape that you can manipulate in different ways. Shapes we're going to send over to the machine. Before we send it to the machine, I'm going to teach you how to mirror it. Because if you don't mirror it, ask me how I know. What happens is that you would have a backwards iron-on shape and your letters would all be backwards. Because in ironing on something, it's not like the rest of the shapes, which you cut out face up. Most vinyl you cut out face up, where you're just cutting out what you see is what you get. But not with heat transfer vinyl. You need to cut it upside down, and it means you need to cut it backwards so that when we turn it over and we use the transfer sheet, yes, you can do this on your iPad, Judy, and you could do it not just on your iPad, but on your iPhone. You could do this, you can watch this course on any device, and you could download it and watch it later, or you can watch it on the go. And once you sign up for the course, it never expires. Yeah, the A to Z is a good refresher. So I hope you take that one, Joyce. Thank you. All right. So anyway, your fonts have to be backwards so that when we iron it on, I think I have a little piece here to show you. Okay, this was my little piece. This one fell onto my carpet, so I can't use it. But this is a transfer sheet that's built in to when you use heat transfer vinyl. So when you cut it out, it has to be backwards. Okay? And then when you iron it on, it goes forwards. So what happens is you have to mirror it. And if you don't mirror it with the software called Canvas Workspace, you need to mirror it on the machine. So you can do it either place. You have to mirror the text so that it's backwards. So that's a skill that you're going to learn in that section. All right, so moving on, we have a section on, let me look at I know I have one on personalizing notebooks, but the boxes. A template maker. How could I forget about my favorite thing in the world? Template maker. I used to, at the beginning, when I started teaching this, just design a lot of my own boxes, and I still do that. And if you've taken my courses, you learn how to design boxes, especially in my boxes and envelopes course, where I design envelopes from scratch using triangles and different shapes, and I was welding them together. Boy, was that a lot of brain power. Then somewhere along my journey of learning the ScanNCut and getting better with it, I discovered Template Maker. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, isn't it fantastic? Right? And saying it's fantastic. I just can't believe that this person isn't like famous, because like the site is hardly, not that the person's not famous. I don't know if they are or not, but I'm saying the site is, every time I tell someone about it, they haven't heard of it. And I'm like, how have you not heard of this site? Okay, well, the site has on there envelopes, cups. It's how I make my mini, I did a tutorial on YouTube about this, and I gave everybody in my retreat these templates, but I showed you how to make this from scratch, like these little cup covers. It has shapes like cones. It has envelopes. It has shadow boxes. It has card boxes, which is what I'm going to show you. It has boxes with lids. Like here's a box over here. This is my box with lid project. And I just, right now, I'm just storing all my pieces in it. This is one of my summer projects. My personal summer projects, I'm saying. I made some yellow boxes, and these are some flowers from something else. Okay, so boxes with lids. It has all of these things, and all you need to do is customize the template. You need to say your length, your height, your width, what size your thumb hole is going to be, what kind of paper you're going to cut it on, how you want your angles, etc. Seems simple enough, and it is. It is once I show you. And what you're going to end up getting are templates. And this isn't like trace, like you may have seen people say, I have a template you can download, and they give you a PDF, which is pretty useless, and you're like trying to trace it. No, 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 no. This gives you a cutting file, an actual cutting file, and you're going to cut this. And then these little projects score as well, because in the ScanNCut, we make score lines by using perforation. Now, depending on if you download a perforated SVG file or not, you end up, if you just download the file from Template Maker and import it into Canvas Workspace, which I show you how to do, those are the skills: how to design a box in Template Maker, how to download the SVG file into your computer, how to import it into Canvas Workspace software, how to resize it if necessary. Now, the difference is, though, if you don't download a certain kind of PDF, SVG, with perforated lines, which I don't recommend, I recommend downloading it with the regular way, which has blue lines and the red line for the outside. This would be like a red line on the outside and blue lines on the inside. I teach you how to turn, that's it, Pop Shelf. Thank you, Lynn. The store, okay, we're going back to that. It's called Pop Shelf. Pop Shelf is an awesome store. And it's like a Dollar Tree on steroids, but with really cute stuff. It's like one of my favorite little stores because it has all these like cute, it has food items, but it also has stationery items and craft items and home decor items. Anyway, that's where to get stuff to personalize. Okay, back to Template Maker. If you don't put score lines onto this, these will cut out into many pieces. Ask me how I know. I've made these mistakes. I'm teaching you from my mistakes and not just from my experience. I'm teaching you from my many, many mistakes and wasted paper. All right, let's see what that question is. All right, catching me. Sorry, I know I got my finger in the camera. Catching me live for the first time. Thank you. Awesome. Hey, the Netherlands is the country where the Template Maker is from. So that's pretty cool. Elaine, check out that software if you haven't. So I teach you how to change those solid lines into score lines so that we can do this with our boxes. Look how strong these are. You can't really see how strong they are. So this is what we start out with. And then whether you're using your software, Canvas Workspace, to make your little shapes, and when I talk about little shapes, I mean your little layers, whether you just use your machine or use Canvas Workspace to make these exact little shapes to layer your project, you end up with this. Okay, these are fantastic. These are just little card boxes. And when I say card boxes, if you make them big enough, they'll hold your greeting cards. You can give someone gifts of greeting cards. Then you can use your little shapes and your knowledge that you learn to cut a window in here. Make yourself a little window box with your ScanNCut, so that a little piece of window sheet, right? Hi, Cheryl. Thank you, and happy Easter to you too. Then you have a see-through box, and you can see the treats inside. So there's lots of ways to decorate these. We're going to decorate them with vinyl and different things. And then this is a little box of sunshine where I just put a bunch of little yellow things in there. Ginger chews, yellow peanut M&Ms, let's see, yellow coconut, here, Aloha coconut chapstick, right? Just anything yellow. Tea, that's a yellow, orange, and a gold bunny. So you can just see how fun these are and how much stuff you can fit in them. They fit tea bags and candy and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the Template Maker. There are hundreds of things you can do with it, but I can't show you everything in one course, so I show you one project start to finish. And I'm still working on finishing the filming because I didn't finish the box. Like, I did a film on how to assemble it. I've actually shown you how to assemble this box, but I didn't show you the finished products yet because I have a few left to assemble. That'll be a little 10-minute video I add a little bit later. But you again, if you see that if you see that you took the course and you think that you're done, and then it changes your percentage to less, it means that I've added stuff to the course, right? Like as I add stuff and you haven't watched it yet, it might say you're 80% done. And then you're like, all of a sudden the next day you go and it says, you're 60% done. That means that I've added some videos. I don't do that for very long because when I'm done a course, I'm done. I have to move on to another project or I never get other projects done. So I will finish this course in the next few days. But I'm just letting you know that if your percentage changes, that's what it means. All right, so next is going to be, let's find this one. We're going back to the $1.25 tree again and showing you how to personalize with vinyl again using these cute little guys. These are something I found There's like 3 for your $1.25. And these are little notepads. And the reason I use these in the course, and I also use paper ones, is because these are plastic. How easy is it to add vinyl to plastic? So that's what I do. And in that section, I teach you how to personalize with vinyl. So let's show you a couple examples. Now I'm still working on these as well. So the final ones are not done. I have a whole table full and I plan on finishing these all up. So we have little pineapples and palm trees, right? And I didn't finish putting a name on this one yet. And then we have ones with just names, ones with names and shapes, ones I haven't finished cutting out the rest of the name yet. Okay, ones with a sailboat. Okay, this is a perfect example, and one that I made yesterday in the retreat. So you guys got to see me make this, and now I'm going to personalize it. So the section of this section is called personalizing with icons, because we're not just using font in here like you used font in this project, and we used heat transfer vinyl. This time I'm going to teach you how to use sticker vinyl, and sticker vinyl is great for putting names on things and personalizing, which is great. So again, we're going to cover those same topics we covered earlier with welding the fonts together. But this is so cool. This is called decorating with icons because there are so many icons, not just built into your computer you might not know about, but ones that you can download. And when I say icon, I'm talking about a font. So picture this. You could go searching the whole world over for SVG files and files that you can cut with vinyl and start reading the licenses, which is exhausting. You could be like, commercial use license, or do I have a personal license? Well, all the stuff I do, pretty much, I'm just giving as gifts for personal. You pretty much don't ever resell anybody's designs. That's a no-no, no matter, pretty much almost a no-no across the board. You can't resell people's designs. But a lot of times they say in different types of things, you can use the font for commercial use. Meaning you can put it on t-shirts and cups and things like that. In which case, if you can use the font for commercial use, then you can use the graphics in the font for commercial use. So the reason I love designing with icons, now let me tell you what an icon, have you ever heard of wingdings or symbol fonts or dingbats? And not just dingbats like our friends that are dingbats. I'm talking about dingbat font. Those are little symbols and shapes. And when you put little emojis, it's kind of like that. They look good at a small size. Well, that's what these are. This guy here is a icon font. It's a shape. So what's really nice about it is no matter how small you make it, it's still easy to see the details in it. And it's also, one of my pet peeves about going out to get SVG files, which I'll talk about in the next section, is that they're so complicated sometimes. There's so many layers, and you have to like iron on one layer or put the sticker on with one color, and then you have to put the next color on and line it all up with your transfer tape, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's exhausting. But to find ones that are so simple, that's what I want to teach you. I want to pass that on to you so you're just like, oh, thank goodness this is a simple process. So this is very simple. The idea for this unit, and let me go see because I see stuff coming in that I realize now where the camera is, so I'm not going to put my finger in front of it again. All right. So yes, that's right. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys are answering each other's question about my new course. Now, this little guy is called the Hawaiian Icons, and I'm going to teach you how to go out and get the font, install it on your computer, turn the font letters into shapes, resize them so that they fit on here, send it over to the machine, use transfer tape, or cut it out with the machine, and cut out your vinyl, and which settings to use for vinyl, using a piece of transfer tape to rub it on there, and apply the vinyl onto different things. Now, if you're going to apply vinyl onto these types of things with any kind of fiber, here's some more I did. If you're going to apply vinyl to paper, make sure you put some lint on your transfer tape, because you're going to need some lint on your transfer tape so that it doesn't rip your paper into little shreds, because the transfer tape is very strong and the vinyl is a sticker and it may rip your paper. But we have this, all my retreat participants got this yesterday, this file. By the way, I will have another retreat in the fall, and they get lots of freebies, like not only a coupon for this course and 5 to 6 hours of instruction, but lots of other freebies. They got extra things that I gave them, some cutting files. So, and personalized instruction and Q&A. So I'm going to do it in the fall. And the exact date is going to depend on when I can get my hands on some holiday papers. Because I want to make it about stocking stuffers and making things for the fall. Anywho, back to this. I teach you how to apply the vinyl onto your projects. Now that's just one thing, is designing with the icon font. But the other part of that project is designing with the actual font that you're going to be able to weld together to make the names. So I will teach you how to do that as well. And you're going to resize it to whatever project you have. Maybe you have a picture, like a picture, for lemonade. Maybe you have, like I've shown you in some of my courses, how to decorate an ice bucket. Maybe I like to just go around personalizing things. It's fun for me. So just go ahead and personalize your things with vinyl, whether you have plastic. So thank you for having so much fun yesterday. Jean saying she had so much fun. And you're one of the people I spotlighted because Jean did her homework and got her little box done. And we colored the back. See the little back? We colored it. Yay. And I need to, it's the end of the month, so I'm going to try to place an order really late tonight for those catalog requests, guys. Some of you requested the catalogs, and I'm sending some of them bulk mail. And then I'm sending some of them not bulk mail. I'm sending some of them with the survival kit next month. But I need to get those bulk orders in tonight. And when I do that, I'm going to order more Granny Apple Green because it fell apart in my video. All right, so where was I? I was talking about decorating with icons. Okay, so the project is, again, whatever you want to decorate with, it doesn't matter. If you're going, oh, I don't have a Dollar Tree near me. Who cares, right? Get whatever. Tell me you don't have, I didn't even get all of these in the United States. I bought these like in Korea or Japan. I've stamped them a lot with my stamps. I just like to stamp notepads. I bought these in another country. They're just notebooks. So don't tell me you can't get notebooks. Okay, I bought these at the Dollar Tree, but maybe you're like, oh, my Dollar Tree doesn't have them. Like, you can order a catalog by going to my website. Like right now, go to my, I don't think I linked it there. paperedchef.stampinup.net. And just go write me inside I'm just finding my sticker. Go write me inside the page. This is an old catalog, but this is my website. And I don't have it linked in the description because I was trying to focus only on the coupons for this course so you don't get lost with all these links. I'll put it there later. But go there and then you write me that you want a catalog, or you just go to my offerings and use my catalog request form. So those that ordered the survival kit are getting something really special. They're getting, if you use my order form, it does cost a little bit, but you're going to get something very special. A survival kit's going to have your color swatches in it. And I'll do a video on how to make color swatches with your ScanNCut. I do that same video every year. And I make special labels, which you can use to label your colors. Anyway, let's not get in the weeds. If you want to get everybody that takes my label course will get free labels. You don't have to buy my labels. You go down to my label making course. And even if you just want to take the course just to get your free labels, that's cool too. But I also sell the labels on Etsy. So we'll make everybody in my survival kits getting swatches. Anyway, where was I? Oh, these books. So let me show you. These books you can get these at the Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree, right? And then you can cover them, and then you can get these are the same mini composition notebooks. These are just ones I bought overseas, and then these are ones I bought in the Dollar Tree here. So you can do this lesson with anything. Okay, next I want to talk about SVGs. I already talked about transfer tape and everything. You're gonna learn how to use vinyl and transfer tape and cut cardstock and designer series paper and all the things. But one thing that you can do also is go out and get SVG files. So not only from Canvas Workspace, and they have Artspira or Artspira. I'm not even sure how to say it. I always want to say Artspira, it rhymes with Elvira, but I'm not sure how they pronounce their software. But there are projects that you can get from Canvas Workspace and the brother mobile app called Artspira. You can also get, thank you, Debbie. Okay, you can also get SVGs from many places on the internet. And I'll give you a list of summer project ones that you can go get for free, or ones that you can use a membership to get some for free. So this one here is a freebie. Have you guys heard of Dreaming Tree? It's such an amazing site. And this is a flip-flop tag from Dreaming Tree. Now, those that bought my brother's ScanNCut like retreat, some of them got a kit in the mail, and I wanted to make sure I designed everything with the colors that they got in their kit. So this was lemon lime twist, pool party, melon mambo, and fresh freesia. And I think that it went together so well. And I did a lot of inking with the fresh freesia on the pieces. It went together well with the colors I was using for this design. I didn't have to make it so small. I could have made it any size, but I really like how cute this is. So an SVG is a scalable vector graphic. When we use Template Maker, we use, okay, she has a question. Let me see what this is, and then I'll try to hold my thought. Scalable, scan and cut to a layer. Will the scan and cut, see, this stuff disappears. And I can't get it back. Cancel. My whole camera's shaking when I try to get these chats back. Okay. Will the scan and cut a layer of 3 pieces of 110-pound cardstock that is put together with adhesive sheets? Okay, yes and no. I did send you guys all Mylar, 7mm Mylar, and I taught how to cut that, but what you're saying sounds like it's even thicker than Mylar. Yes and no. Try it with your auto blade first, because the auto blade will determine if anything will cut. And it might have to run it through twice to cut it. Now, probably yes, the SDX will cut that thick. The CM model is going to need what's called a deep cut blade. And you can get that at my Amazon store. A deep cut blade, because it doesn't cut Mylar and things by using even the highest level 12. You can't go to 12 and still cut something so thick. You need a deep cut blade for thick things like that. But anyway, anywho, back to SVGs. Let me put this SVG down because I keep shaking it all around. I like to use my hands when I talk. I'm not even Italian. All right. When you use files from the internet with your cutting machine, they need to be in a format called a scalable vector graphic. This goes for all cutting machines, Silhouettes and Cricuts and Brother ScanNCuts. And there's a plethora of other machines. Cutting files can be scaled to any size, and they're made up of lines. Now, SVGs differ from other types of graphics that are called, vector graphics are made up of lines, and then there's called raster graphics. Raster graphics are made up of dots. So when you scale up a raster graphic, you have little pixels on it. So a photograph from your scrapbook of your grandmother, if it's digitized and you scale it up, it's made up of little dots, and you can see, or little squares, they're called pixels, and those are not suitable for cutting. Many people ask me, they go and they show me a JPEG file that they got from somewhere, and they're like, why can't I cut this out? It's not in the right format. So one thing you need to have things in the right format. So I show you how to go about going out to the web, and we're going to use Dreaming Tree to get this freebie file. I'm going to download it, and I download it from my account. You do have to sign in, and that's because they probably want you on their mailing list. I mean, don't we all want you on our mailing list? Of course. Please sign up for my mailing list when you go to my website. They want to share things with you that are free, but they also have many things that you can buy at their site, and that supports the artist, and you should support the artist that come up with these SVGs. So the possibilities are endless. I show you some that you can use for t-shirts. I'll show you some that you can use for other designs. And I'm just going to keep it real, show you what's free, show you what you have to pay for, but show you a few sites, give you a few links in your resources. But I'm going to focus on one project: how to go get it, how to download it, how to import it, how to cut out the different layers, how to ungroup it or divide it up if it comes in one thing, how to duplicate sections to get more out of it, how to move them around on different parts of your mat. Okay, so all the things. Then how to assemble those, inking up your edges and everything. So that's just another little project there, bonus for you, SVG project. And then this is an SVG too. So we've really covered SVGs in more than one section of this course. But the way you download one thing is the way you're going to download everything, except that every site has a different way that they make you download. Some make you sign up, and some don't make you sign up at all. Some just let you just download stuff for free, and then by going to their pages, they have advertisements there, and that's how they make their money. So don't ever, worry about. You have to. I mean, maybe you should worry. Maybe you want to worry about signing into things. I tend to not worry about it. I try to sign in with if it lets me, my Google or my Facebook anyway. I try not to start a whole new sign up process. If it lets me sign in with my current accounts, Google or whatever. I just try to sign in that way, so it makes the sign-in process easier. But I do respect that they want some personal information if they're going to give me free files, and they also want to know, they want you to follow their user agreements. All right, now finally, there's a section. I was going to try to cover this in my retreat yesterday, and I didn't get to cover how to make all the embellishments. So I feel like I need to put that into my course, which I haven't done yet. And I'm thinking some of the extra things, like these are things we made in our retreat. These are some of the projects I made in my retreat. These were all with the ScanNCut. And then what I did is I cut out a lot of extra embellishments, using paper. And I'll either do this on YouTube or in my course or both. I was thinking I want to show how to cut out some extra embellishments, whether it be paper flowers, vinyl shapes, stamped images, or pattern paper. So thank you for your feedback, T. I'm glad you liked it. And I did send out the recording so you can watch it again. Not all the recordings came out in the right format. Sometimes I was really tiny and sometimes I was really big. But now we know for next time which buttons we need to press. So I want to add a little section about creating embellishments so that way it's just much easier for me to put it in the course than it is to do it, say, on YouTube. So if you wonder how the retreat differed, is I was doing live troubleshooting all day long. Like this little paintbrush almost got the best of me. I mean, I was fighting with it. On the STX 125, it was cutting fine, but then my paper was not sticky. Then I moved it over to the other machine and it started cutting, and then it was like, and then it kept putting a square around it. Anyway, I was having some trouble, but we got through it. In other words, I showed everybody how I troubleshoot and never give up. And here's some other things this is just some other embellishments with the ScanNCut. This is, by the way, a card made of vinyl. The word summer is vinyl built into your machine. This is ScanNCut. This is some paper. I usually cut some layers with my ScanNCut if it's a small layer, but sometimes if I'm using the memories and more cards, I just cut it with a trimmer. But anyway, I showed a lot of things. So the reason this is the one. This is the little bugger that got the best of me. It didn't get the best of me because I was troubleshooting. But this is much harder to cut out with the CM350, we found out, than it is with the SDX 125, because the CM350 kept making a square around it. But I showed you how to get around that thing. And by the way, this is one, I just want to hold this up. This is a little fun box built-in project you can make with your ScanNCut as well. So I'll be adding in a bit about making embellishments, and you'll see some stuff on YouTube about that as well, because I wanted to make sure everybody knows how to cut out the stamped images, pattern paper, paper flowers, and vinyl embellishments. Because after you make all these SVGs, you need to embellish them. You need to embellish them. I mean, look how cool this is. Look how fun that is to put these embellishments on all the other projects I teach you how to make. So that's why you need lots of embellishments in your bucket of crafty goodness. So that's what the course is about. And you'll see me add to the little the PDFs. And some of you, I know you've waited a little while to get those PDFs in other courses, but these ones are almost done being made. So the watermelon box PDF will have, what size, what your settings are, how to scale it, etc. And then as I finish these other projects, I need to take a photo. I think I may have already. And then tell you what size I made this box. And then you can replicate it, what kind of cardstock I used, what kind of embellishments I used. And then you can just use those PDFs from the course to follow along. Now, the coupons. The coupons are good for 5 days until April 5th. At around the time I came online, I think I wrote 9:45 p.m. I might have came online at 10. Okay, thank you for signing up. Thank you. You are going to have more coupon opportunities next month as well. So this was to the wire. The reason I had to try to finish it now is because I can only generate these. Like at this point, now I'm out of coupons for that one course. Like I've used up my coupons for this summer projects course for the month of March. But that doesn't mean that in the month of April, I won't have new coupons because I just launched a course. I will share the coupons again later in April. And I'll probably correspond that because I'm hoping there's some kind of special at Stampin' Up. Maybe there'll be, I know there's a pre-order for new products if you're a demonstrator. I'm hoping there's a free shipping day. I'm just crossing my fingers. I don't know there will be, but if there is, I send out a last minute newsletter, and then I get the frenzy going by adding coupons and all that. So I will send out coupons at some point in April as well, because I haven't used any of those yet. But if you don't sign up now, you just have to pay the regular price, which the price is $39.99, but you get the coupon for $9.99. But there is a sale. When I'm not having a sale, Udemy has a sale, but I want you to use the coupons. And here's why I like to talk about this at the end of all of my course launches. You might not know this about Udemy instructors. We practically work for free because when we have a course and we offer it, it doesn't matter that we charge $39.99. No one pays that because Udemy always has a sale going on when we're not having a sale. Now, if you use my $9.99 coupon, then I do get most of that myself, maybe $9.50, $9.75. I forget what percentage. They give me most of that back because I've promoted the course myself. If, however, Udemy just has somebody stumble upon my course on their website, which has happened hundreds of times, and they promote my course for me, and they promote it for $9.99 with one of their specials, then the instructor, me, or any instructor, only gets $5, 50% of that, probably $4.99. However, there are affiliates all over the internet. These are people who that their job is to promote other people's courses. I don't know them personally. They just promote Udemy as a platform. If they promote Udemy courses, then I only get $2.50 because they get $5. They get half the money for promoting it, or they might get $2.50 or whatever. The instructor gets $2.50 and Udemy gets 50%, or vice versa. The affiliate gets $5 and the instructor gets $2. All I know is when they do it, I get $2.50. So if you were to just go on your own and you're like right away, you're listening to me, you're like, oh, she has a new course, and you go out and you don't watch this video and to the end, and you've probably already done it because it happens every single time I launch. And I should start with this, really, but every single time I launch a course, people are like, oh, I found you and took your course. Well, that was fun, but I only got like half the amount than if you would have just used my coupons. So whenever you see instructor coupons, please use their coupons because that means that they will get the credit for having sent you directly to their courses, which are practically free anyway. So we might as well get the credit. Now, you like their price of a cup of coffee, 2 cups of coffee, maybe, or specialty coffee. All right. We have on this channel or on this Udemy course, like we have in this platform, there are thousands and thousands of courses. So some people join memberships and they take my courses as part of a membership. And speaking of memberships, I'm also on Skillshare. If you're already a member there, that's another way to get my course, by becoming a member of Skillshare. But let's not muddy the waters because my course is not there yet. Now, in this Udemy platform, I have 19 courses. I'll tell you just a little bit about them because I was so glad to finish the summer one. It was part of a series. I have Brother ScanNCut Summer Projects, which you're enrolling in today, or by April 5th, using this coupon. I have some Brother ScanNCut Spring Projects, which teaches you how to make baskets and other, you use Template Maker in all my courses. Other different templates and spring projects. I have Brother ScanNCut Fall Projects, using some autumn ideas, and Brother ScanNCut Winter Projects. Different boxes, different projects in all my courses. But we do always cover fonts, usually Template Maker. You're going to see the skills repeat. And I think this course was improved in many ways because as I up-level my skills, then I show you what I learned. Like sometimes people say, oh, why didn't you do that? I'm like, well, because I didn't really know that other way of doing that. Like, it's not that I didn't show you on purpose. It's like, as I learn 2 new techniques, I do teach them to you. Okay, so we have ScanNCut Winter Projects, Summer Projects, Fall Projects, and Spring Projects. That's 4. We have Brothers, if you have a CM350 machine, the Brother ScanNCut 2. Way back when, my first courses were Brother ScanNCut Basics. That's based on the CM350. And Brother ScanNCut Advanced. That's based on the CM350. So we're up to 6 courses. I don't know if I'm going to be able to name them all because there's so many. Then I taught you Brother ScanNCut Boxes and Envelopes, where you learn how to design your own boxes and envelopes and use some building projects. I have Brother ScanNCut Basics course that's on the, or it's called Brother ScanNCut SDX 125. I went through every setting on this machine that I could possibly master. So I went through everything on the menu. And that was the SDX 125. And then a couple years later, I thought, I better do one that's very basic. So I did Brother ScanNCut Complete Beginner's Guide. So if you don't know how to use your ScanNCut at all, Complete Beginner's Guide will start you out at the very beginning. So we have STX 125, and then we have the Beginner's Guide. And then we have Card Making with the Brothers ScanNCut. Again, taught you before I learned a lot more techniques. So if you watch it, you're going to say, wow, I learned more in this new course. That's because when I did that course, I didn't realize a lot of techniques that I know now. But we made several kinds of fun fold cards in the card making course. So I think I'm up to 10. My best course as far as enrollment, revenue, and I think even ratings would probably be my Brother ScanNCut Canvas Workspace A to Z course, which is over 7 or 8 hours of just how to use the software. Canvas Workspace A to Z. That's really in depth. Okay, so that's a good software course. And then we have Canva. And I'm not talking about Canvas, Canva. C-A-N-V-A. Canva. In the Canva course, you're going to learn how to make a planner. So it's called Plan Your Day in a Year. And you learn how to make your plan, your daily planner pages, your yearly planner pages, and your monthly calendars. It doesn't matter what time of year you take this course, because if you don't plan your days, you won't get a lot done. Now, I didn't plan today. It's Easter. I planned on time with my family. My mom might still be awake, but my husband, got him his little Easter basket. I had planned up to this day, but I didn't plan this day. I had made probably over 100 little Easter things. I gave out 7 today to the priest and the waiters when we went out to brunch. I had some lamb. By the way, Longhorn they have lamb on the menu again, and the lamb chops are incredible. I'm about to go in and eat my leftovers. Anywho, where was I? Oh, to come up to the Easter day, I made over 100 little things to send out. So I planned for Easter, but not today. I don't use my planner every single day. But in my head, I have a planner in my head. By making your own planner, you're going to have a planner in your head. You don't need to write it down every day once you learn how to design a planner. You're going to get so much more done because you're going to say, if I was to write this down before you go to bed, what would I write? So even the days I don't write a thing down, I know that I need to do certain things. Like this course, I wanted to launch it before the end of March. So it was in my head, even though I didn't write it down, because of this planner course and because of my use of planners. Then I have card making workshops. I have these are not ScanNCut, these are card making in detail. I have how to make easel fold cards, how to make gate fold cards. And I plan on doing a bridge fold card, and I have a couple other things in there. I'm trying to think of what they are. But anyway, I have a lot of card making workshops. And I go through A to Z with a certain suite of products on how to get the cardstock, fold it, cut it, do the stamping, do the layering. And in that case, I use a trimmer. I don't use the ScanNCut. And then I have a label making course where I teach you how to make color labels for your ScanNCut, labels for address labels but it's more Microsoft Word. And honestly, that course is out of date. So you're better off just buying my labels, because my labels are not out of date, but my course is using the old version of Microsoft, the one that's installed on your PC. And now everybody's using the cloud version. And I'm using Google Docs now. So I think I probably need to update that, like making labels using Google Docs and planning some AI courses. So anywho, that's about all. I think all my courses that I can think of, there's 19 of them. If I forgot any, then just go check. Once you're in one of my courses, you're going to get coupons sent to you. Like right now, I'll say, hello, all my Udemy students. Here are coupons to all my courses. So I'm only allowed to send a couple of those marketing emails a month. So you're only going to hear from me once or twice a month. I do not have your email addresses, believe it or not. If you see an email from me from Udemy, I do not, they don't give me your email address. I'm sending it through that platform. I don't have your email addresses if you enroll. So if you want me to have your email address and want to be on my newsletter, please go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. All right, let's see. I still don't get my newsletter. Okay, Lynn, if you unsubscribed, then you have to resubscribe. I'm going to send you the link, because it means that even if I try to add you back, there's a law. It's called the Anti-Spam or Can-Spam Act or something. There's some kind of law or something where if a subscriber unsubscribes, I am not allowed to add you back no matter how hard I try. It will not let me add you back. You have to add yourself back to my list. And you might have unsubscribed not even knowing, because I used to send them from, I wrote from Kim. It didn't even say Papered Chef. And now I put Kimberly Smith, the Papered Chef, because now people know who they're coming from. You know, at the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing with the email. So people unsubscribed. They're like, who's this? Like, people didn't even know my name is Kim. In fact, people still call me Michelle and Jane. I mean, they call me all kinds of, they don't call me names on purpose. I'm saying they don't even know my name is Kimberly Smith. And like, they call me the paper chef. So if I was sending an email from Kimberly Smith, they didn't know who it was from. And they deleted me. And then they told me, I'm not getting your email. And I'm like, that's because you deleted it because you didn't know it was coming from me. But now I write that it's coming from me. Anywho, I'm trying to send it from my 2 different platforms. So you should have got the calendar invite at least. The calendar invite from, I hope you got that. That was from right straight from Google. Anyway, let me see if there's any more questions. I'm all done with my part, and that was a fun intro, and maybe I'll do it tomorrow on Facebook or something, because I know a lot of you guys aren't online on Easter. But all right, can we get Udemy courses in chronological? Can you make a list of Udemy courses in chronological order? They are kind of in chronological order. I mean, they're at the platform, they're in chronological order. Do you want me to write it? You mean chronological order of how I created them? That's a good idea. I could do that. But on Udemy, they do tell you, it's 5 years old or 6 years old or 4 years old. And it doesn't tell you more than a year, I don't think. It'll say new release, but it doesn't tell you how old. But trying to think. I could do that in chronological order, but I don't really know myself. I'd have to do some research to figure out which ones I developed in which order. It doesn't necessarily tell me like what order I developed them in that I know of. But yes. So thank you. Good suggestion. All right. Anything else before I go eat my leftover lamb? So they had these lamb chops. I tried to find mint jelly. Couldn't find any before we went out to eat, but we didn't need the mint jelly. It was seasoned so well at the Longhorn Steakhouse. Just recommending that. Okay, so you'd like to know where to start. Well, it depends on your model. Okay, so where to start? I'll just tell you where to start. Okay, where to start is, because summer's coming up, I mean, you could take the summer projects course. No matter what course you take, I always start at the beginning, and everybody can be a beginner level at any one of my courses, right? Any one of my courses, you can be a beginner and jump in. But the very best place to start, and the reason I made this course, is called the Brother ScanNCut Complete Beginner's Guide. Because I realized by going through all the settings on these machines that some people were like, wait, like, I don't even know how to even turn on my machine and register it wirelessly to my network. And I was like, I started out in there like, okay, your machine needs to be wirelessly connected. So you need to start out with the Brother ScanNCut Complete Beginner's Guide. That's where anyone should start. And then if you just want to learn software, take Brother Canvas Workspace A to Z. I mean, you could take, and by the way, you could just enroll in all the courses and take them at your own pace. They never expire. So once you enroll in a course, it never expires. I should have said that at the beginning. And if I didn't say that already, you can watch it anytime. It never expires. But I would definitely start with Brother ScanNCut Complete Beginner's Guide. Now, if you have an SDX model, you don't need the basics or advanced at all because they're based on the CM350. I just can't change the name of them once they're published. Where I put the name of the SDX in the course later, you can't change the URL or the name. Well, I don't think, once it's published, because it's set in stone what the link is to that course. So once I started later with the different models, if you have an SDX 125 machine, there's a course called Brother ScanNCut SDX 125, so you start there. But if you have a CM model or a ScanNCut 2, you start with Brother ScanNCut Basics course, because that's based on the Brother ScanNCut 2 or CM350. And it'll tell you, every single video has a couple, I probably have 7 free previews in this course. So you can go watch my preview and see what the course is about, and then take it based on what it's about. I actually had people, and I can't even make this up, like they're in my card making course. They're like, well, I thought this was a Brother ScanNCut course. And I'm imitating them because I'm like, seriously? It says card making workshop. Like, what part about card making workshop, creating an easel fold card? It doesn't say ScanNCut in the name. The description's about card making. The course is about card making. And I'm not saying I can't deal with people like this, but what I do is I just go, get a refund. Like, what am I going to do? I mean, if you really want a refund for a $9.99 product, I can't help you. Like I am not doing any of the technical things in these. You go to support.udemy.com and you can get a refund within 30 days of taking my courses if you want. Or you can, let's see, if you can't log in, you could go to support.udemy.com. Like, I don't have people's email addresses, logins. I don't have any financial information. They're like, my payment didn't go through. I don't know how your payment didn't go through. I have nothing to do with any of that stuff. There's no start date because it's on your own pace. Nancy, you take these courses at your own pace. So you just log in and I have a video. Like, I'll have a video about like I'm doing right now, but it's about 10 minutes. No, it's about 7 minutes and it's about introduction to the course, and I do hold up what you're going to learn. Then the next video is something like I did on YouTube where it says how to download and install Canva's Workspace. The next section will be a whole hour, over an hour about this project, taking you through every step. That I would, if I were you, I would only do one project at a time. Go get all your materials, go make this project, make a few of them, stop, absorb how to do it, maybe apply it to something else, and then another day, move on to a different project. Because each project needs different materials and different skills, and like some need to sit down in front of a computer and work on the software, and some are like cutting with the machine the whole time. So just do one project a day. You'll be done the course in 1 week, doing one section a day. So can a person go back to the class? Yes. So you can take the class as many times as you want. I am personally in about 150 Udemy courses because I got hooked. When I started teaching several years ago, I was already taking courses as a student. So I'm taking all kinds of personal development courses there. AI courses, I don't just take there, but I have a big AI artificial intelligence program that I take, that I'm in, and I have a lesson tomorrow, starting tomorrow. I have my new session coming up. Yes, ArtSpira, yes. You can use ArtSpira as long as you have wireless connected. You can send the files to any of your ScanNCuts as long as your wireless is connected. I've cut many patterns out of there. And that might be a good topic for one of my future courses. But I'm working on the AI and Canva stuff now. But I can work on a course on ArtSpira. The only thing is I don't have a good handle on how to make... Well, I do know how to record off my mobile device. But not to turn those videos into the right format for this platform to be able to teach on. So I have to work on that, embedding my mobile videos into this other style of video, and I'll be able to do that. But yeah, I think that'd be a good place. So it starts already right now. It already started, Nancy, but I'm still adding to it. The course started, meaning you can take it at your own pace anytime. Just my retreat is over. That's the only thing I did live. The next live training, I don't plan on doing live trainings again, except for YouTube, until the fall when I do another ScanNCut retreat. I don't plan on doing any live training. You know, that was a retreat for several hours. And I'll do that with the stocking stuffers in the fall. These courses are at your own pace. They're not live. You're just watching recordings. And you're downloading the projects and trying them, and you're going to get the files and doing it. So like, that's what the course is. It's at your own pace. Once you enroll, the courses never expire. So I think we have a lot of the same questions, and I've seen that some of you came in late, so you didn't get that answer at the beginning. All right, well, cool. I gotta go now. Have a great evening, and thank you for your support. That's all for now. This is the Papered Chef. And yes, you can always go back to rewatch any courses, right? Watch any videos as many times as you want. The courses never expire once you take them. The videos never expire. The courses never expire. Anyway, this platform is so great. Like I said, I have 150 courses in my own library. I've been taking them for years and years. Some of my courses are only half-hour long, and some of them that I take are 19 hours long. I absolutely love learning on this platform. It's the most affordable, inexpensive platform, bar none, for online learning. So I hope you guys get hooked on the Udemy platform. Not just courses from me, but courses from others. They are outstanding. I've never been disappointed because I've never, of course, invested too much in them, but I've never, even the ones I invested the most in, have never been disappointed in any of the courses I took on that platform. So there you go. All right, bye.